So,
Yeah.
who would you say was your biggest influence growing up?
Uh, I it would it would 100% be now. This is a tough question because I would say my dad primarily,
Hmm.
um, but realistically, you know, it was kind of like a tandem effort, like between him and my mom. They
Hmm.
had this unique balance to themselves. Like the things that my dad was really good at drawing out in me might not necessarily have been my mom's strengths, but the
Hmm.
things that she was able to draw out of me wasn't my dad's. And it was kind of like this yin and yang between them that honestly I know I experienced it and I got to witness it through my siblings. And I'm 10 years older than my sister.
Okay.
Definitely old enough to be aware to see like how my mom might come into a situation where she could really have some strong influence and it would be a positive result, or like it might not, she might not necessarily have the strength to do it, so then my dad would step in areas where she couldn't fill in the gaps. And so kind of watching that, I've reflected on that in the past, and it's like those two had a really good yin and yang to them for like how they wanted to raise up their kids and how they wanted to
Hmm.
draw them out in them.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm thankful because it's funny. I remember having a conversation when I got to college. I think it was my second year, and you hit a point in college where there's like a shift where you recognize like I ain't a kid anymore. Like
Correct.
I'm an adult, and you might have that realization based on maybe a certain decision you make, or just certain lifestyle changes, and you kind of adopting things. You're going, "Am I an adult now?" Like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself. So
Yeah.
I had one of those moments, and I remember calling my parents and just going, like, "Thank you." I see now, looking back at like all the things that you were kind of holding me accountable for, and like what you were trying to do. I see it now. Like I see the picture. Back then, I was just like annoyed. Like, why are you always on me about the clothes being folded up in the chair? And not, it wasn't about the clothes. It was just about discipline and all this
Hmm.
other stuff. And I now had that I could see the full picture. Like it wasn't about that. It was more about character development, and they were trying to draw something out of me. And so I had the opportunity to be like, hey, thank you. I see it now. So and it doesn't. That's kind of in a tricky way answering your question.